Welcome to the Shut Up and Ride podcast. I always dread the countdown. So when we record, we have like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I have no idea what Ben's going to do. And it's normally pretty like, he's normally going to take the mick out of me, but he's just laughing at me today, just laughing at my face. We have Ben and Simon on the pod. Hi, boys.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello. We're on best behaviour today.
You are on best behaviour. Because normally I would say on this podcast, sponsored, supported, kept going by the wonderful Charles Owen. But today we have Charles Owen on the podcast. We have... Woo! Oh, I love it. A woo from Jade.
I thought everyone else was going to join in.
No, on your own as usual.
We have, Jade's official title. We have Jade, who is Head of Product and Brand Development. It's a very fancy title. And then we have Dave, who's just CEO. And Dave has been on before.
He's done this before as well, so...
Exactly. How are you both? Welcome to the pod. Welcome back, Dave. Still
Thank
with
you.
us. I think we're a year and a half in.
I think, it's coming up to 18 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm well. I won't speak for Jade, but I'm definitely well.
Jade washed apparently for us, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, Jade did her own hair. She coloured her own hair at the weekend.
That's brave.
Well, my hairdresser cancelled on me about an hour and a half before my appointment because she wasn't very well. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to save some money and go to the shop and just buy some bleach and see what happens.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Also, is that just like standard bleach?
Well, no, it's got a toner on it as well. So I watched a TikTok. I watched a TikTok on how to do my hair and just went with it.
It looks amazing.
Thanks. It's probably
Simon,
a bit
your hair
orange
could
in
do with some
places,
bleached highlights.
Whose hair? Simon's.
Simon's.
Do you know, I did when I was at about 16. I was like, "Oh, I really want to have bleached hair," because there was somebody that had bleached hair that I thought was really cool
I
at the
bet
time
you
on
had
telly.
frosted tips, didn't you?
But I dyed it so it was orange. I didn't get
Yeah.
brave enough to do bleach.
My brother did
I
that.
was fully bleached.
Are you?
I've seen
God,
I'm
photos
so
of
jealous.
you.
Shady.
I've done no worse. I was bleach blonde in my wanting to look like Justin Bieber when he was bleach blonde era.
Oh no!
And then I went full human league and had half the hair long and bleach blonde with a diagonal shave like across the head and the other half dark and short.
Wow.
It was great.
That's really cool.
Yes, thank you, Simon. It
That's
is really cool.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, that's really cool.
I feel like all men do go through this kind of stage of like hair dyeing. My brother did as well, but his went orange, and that was it for a long time. It's like you're going to have bright orange hair. It's just
Dave was
I feel
born
like it's a
with bright
stage.
orange hair, so he didn't need to go through that phase.
I did fully shave my head to get rid of the blonde, which was good
did
because then I know if I ever need to be a bald man. I was going to say hairless man, but that sounds a bit dodgy. If I could ever need to be a bald man, I can pull it off. It's going to be fine.
I wanted to have a an eyebrow piercing because I thought that Jenny, you'll remember there was a guy called Drazik in like an Australian soap.
Drastic.
Drazik.
Is that Home and Away?
Drazik. No, it wasn't Home and Away. He was in something else. It was like Saved by the Bell, but obviously not because that's American.
This is bringing back some memories.
Oh, can you remember who was it? He had an eyebrow piercing, and I thought he was really cool. I wanted to be like him.
I could imagine you with an eyebrow piercing, actually.
Yeah. I don't think my mother could.
No, I don't think your mum would take that at all.
You're like, that is a no from me,
Yes.
Simon Grieve.
And did you drop in that, Dave, were you once, because you are obviously now a silver fox, were you once, did you have a touch of the jonge, the African sunset? Did Jade just drop in there?
I've never actually heard that phrase before, so I don't know if she means I had red hair. I did have a hint of red, but not full ginger.
But not quite strawberry blonde.
No, somewhere in between.
Yeah,
which I inherited from my lovely mother, who had a lovely head of red hair.
See, my friend is like, and I say he's got a touch of the African sunset about him. I think it's a
Okay.
nice way of putting it. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not heard that
So,
either. That is a really good. It is a really nice way of putting it.
thank you very much. It's occasionally I come out with things that aren't too obnoxious, but it's very rare. And then someone gave me a microphone. Yay! Right. So we've got you on because A, we love you, and for some reason you support us, which is very nice of you. Do you get nice feedback about us? Is it good for Charles Owen being associated with us three dickheads?
No.
Yeah, the
Let's have the
feedback
honesty.
the feedback I get about the pod is that it's a great collaboration between us and you guys. A lot of people do say, how do you put up with the three of them? To which I say, well, I don't really speak to them that often, so that's the way I find that it works best. But no, the feedback generally is very, very good. People can understand exactly why we wanted to sponsor the podcast. And they do very often comment on the fact that we were very early into it when we sponsored you. And they say for anything to flourish, that kind of support is invaluable. So people do recognize that.
Yeah, and we do really, like, in all seriousness, we really do appreciate it. The support you've given us has been amazing all the way through.
Yeah.
And we want to see the pirate hat then. We want more of the pirate hat that we made for you.
More of the pirate hat? I can get the pirate hat.
Oh, he's gone. It's not long he stays in one place. He's gone.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think I've ever seen him like properly ride in it or anything. So I think he should sit here for the duration of this record with it on.
Oh, there we go. He's got the pirate hat on.
There we go. I love my pirate hat.
Is that like on the mantelpiece?
It has prime position in the house. Yeah, absolutely.
To be fair, when Wild is of an age and you start having kids' parties and you're like, I can do pony parties for free, you are going to have to come out. That is going to get a lot of use.
I want to see Simon go around a 5-star in it. I mean, technically, it is a crash hat. It's fully specced up.
Yeah, I think the judges at Badminton would really appreciate that.
So do I.
I'm sure they would. I'd get at least 10 extra marks.
Yeah. If you did your dressage in that, you'd win, mate.
I mean, I'd be in front of Rod's canter by a mile. Despite the fact she was way in front of me yesterday and she did flying changes.
She is a machine.
I didn't.
But you didn't get bolted with across the arena like you.
No, I didn't get bolted with across the arena,
week.
so it wasn't so bad.
Yes, can we say your exciting news, Simon, that was announced this morning?
Yes, exciting news. I've been accepted to go to Badminton with Buster, my horse that did Burley last year. I am very excited. I'm very excited. I'm slightly because before I was thinking, if I'm on the wait list, and I might not get in, and then I was all like, oh, this is really depressing, and then now they're like, oh no, you're directly in, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's gone from being like, oh no, that's really depressing to, oh, that's really exciting, but also that's really scary. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture of emotions at the moment, but I am very, very excited. I'm very privileged to be able to go and hopefully go and do that if he stays sound and everything goes according. Well, we both stay sound and everything goes according to plan. It's always a real privilege to be able to compete at that level, and to go somewhere like that is just special, beyond special.
Yes, fabulous. Well done.
So I've got to present at the World Cup finals in a couple of weeks, and I'm already like, oh, nervous, big deal, blah, blah, blah. And that's nowhere as big a deal as riding around Badminton. When do nerves start kicking in? Do you get or is it anxiety, what's the process coming up to it? Because
I've had different kind of processes in my brain over the years. So the build up to Burley last year, I was just really looking forward to it. Just in general, I was really looking forward to going. I didn't get super nervous per se. Every so often I was like, oh god, there's a bit of apprehension, but I just was looking forward to it and really wanted to go and have a great time. And I feel that this is probably going to be the same. That I'm just really looking forward to going, and like I say, it's such an honour and a privilege to be able to compete at that level. And I know how hard it is to get to that level now. and how easy it is to not be able to get to that level, if that makes sense. So, like, as in, things can go wrong so easily. So you've got to enjoy it when you are there. So I think going on past experience that the nerves won't be too horrendous and they won't kick in until a lot closer to the time, probably on cross country day, but not till later on. Like I say, I was just so looking forward to Burley last time that the nerves kind of took a bit of a back seat. Whereas before, in the past, I've spent the whole winter going, oh my God, I'm doing badminton in May, and is this a bad idea? This might be a bad idea. Oh, I don't know whether I should be doing it. Oh, is the horse capable? Oh, is the horse going to go wrong? And stressing about it. And actually, it's a waste of energy and a waste of time.
How will Buster find Badders compared to Burley?
It's difficult to say. I said to you guys at the on the tour that it was great how he reacted to the crowd that were there. He kind of like rose to the occasion and seemed to enjoy it. Wasn't a shrinking violet, which I was a bit worried about because the crowd went so mad at Burley, and it's the biggest thing he's ever done. And he rose to the occasion at the tour, and he's now done 2 runs. He ran yesterday at Lincoln, and he was super confident, and seemed really to be really enjoying himself. And we had lots of fun, which is the whole point. And so I think hopefully he'll still be really confident, and actually Burley will have brought him on. I just feel sometimes when you do a 5-star for the first time, you learn a lot about the horse the next time you do it, because they might go round because they're really good and they're really good people and they want to try for you, and then they might finish and go, do you know what, that actually scared the crap out of me. I didn't enjoy that, and then the next time you go, it's not as good. That would be the kind of concern. But I don't think, touch wood, I don't think that's going to happen with him, because he just is so cocksure and sure of himself.
Sounds like riding Ben.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's another 12 minutes.
You remember Splash, don't you, Jenny? Like,
yeah,
he did badminton and Burley twice, but I think that he did it because he was a good boy, and I think I slightly scared him. And then after that, he wasn't quite the same horse again.
Because he loves his show jumping, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's superb. But he just lost his love for cross country. He kind of lost it after that, and I think that's partly because it was such a massive thing. I think it slightly unnerved him.
I just don't know how you do it from a perspective of, and I don't know if you guys feel the same. Like, I competed, obviously absolutely nowhere near badminton, but I used to compete under my married name, so people didn't know who I was. Now, you're going around badminton, probably the most famous you've ever been. And like, I saw your stories from Lincoln, like loads of people are tagging you in stories and filming you. And like, there is a level of celebrity that is now Simon Grieve. Like, but
Yeah.
it is. It's true though, isn't it? Like, I would find that terrifying. But I feel like you.
Why? Why? Why do you find that
don't-
terrifying? Because I take it as a massive, like, it's just some more people on my team. Some more.
That's because
people
you're
on
really
my
good at
side.
horse riding. I'm not.
but they're like obviously there are going to be people out there that don't like me, and people that don't think I'm good enough, and people that maybe think that I shouldn't get that kind of attention. I don't know.
We've yet to find those people, Simon, and we'll set Jade on them if it happens.
but that's fine. They can do whatever they want. But I've got the support is so wonderful and amazing, and it's just great. It's just there are more people that want me to do well and are behind me, and if it goes wrong, then I've got more people to help build me back up again. I kind of look at it that way rather than it being I've got so many people that I need to keep happy. Well, and I've spent all my riding life worrying about keeping people happy. There are, I've always ridden for people. I've ridden for hundreds of people now over the years, and I've spent an awful lot of that time stressing about keeping them happy, and oh God, are they happy? Oh my God, and then putting more pressure on myself, and that never works. And more often than not, if they're the sort that aren't going to support you, they're going to bugger off in the long run anyway. So what's the point worrying about it?
Mm-hmm.
So grown up.
So grown up.
It's
true though, isn't it?
It is. It's just very wise of you.
But I've not always thought like that. I've spent most of my riding life stressing about what everyone else thinks, and of course, there's a point. There's part of that. I don't want to screw up if possible. But yeah, anyway, We're talking
Oh,
a
we-
lot about me, and we should be talking about Charles Owen. Sorry.
I know. Sorry, I'm very excited. But also, so Dave and Jade, the podcast is going to Badminton and being by the lake on the Thursday night. Make sure you tune in, everyone, and come and watch us and come and listen and come and see us. When you first rang us, Dave, and asked to be, and we chatted about being on board of the podcast, did you and Jade, did you guys ever like, this is crazy. Like, it's huge to be now going to Badminton. Like, I don't think I saw that in our future. And it's, it's amazing.
Well, just to correct you on something, it was just me. Jay didn't know anything about it. and then one day I went into work and I said, so Jade, I've done a thing.
No,
And
to be fair, you sent me a link to an episode and went, listen to this, I'll speak to you tomorrow.
I did, that's right, yeah. But by the time I spoke to her, I'd already done the thing. It was happening anyway. But no, I think we spoke about it at the time, I think, Jenny, where I thought the potential was there for it to be as big as it is. Had I thought about the connection, the live connection with the audience at events like Badminton, no, I hadn't thought of that, but it's a fabulous bonus.
It's just that, it blows my tiny mind a little bit.
I just think it's going to be so cool. It's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be like there's going to be a big crowd there, and we're just going to have a great time. And Ben's going to show off.
Your merchandise as well, Simon.
Oh, I've got
they're super fans ready to.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, Dave and Jade, what you might not know is Ben has never been to a 5-star, so. Him seeing what Simon has to jump is just going to be, we're going to put it on camera because he's never walked a 5-star course.
I was going to say, I'm feeling like a Shop and Ride podcast course walk.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's already in the process because
love that.
Do you think you'll worry about Simon, Ben, once you've seen how big he's got to jump?
I mean this in a good way. This might come across wrong. I won't be worried because of the size of the fences. I'd be more worried from throughout the time we've done the podcast when we meet together and he says, "Oh, before we start, guys, watch this video of another rotational fall." And you're like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. The horse is fine. We're all fine. Everything's great."
And all is good.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you know, I was talking to Sarah Bullimore, who is a sponsor rider of Charles Owen, and we were discussing about the changes that have gone on in Charles Owen, which we must talk about. And I said, "Oh well, Jade has actually sent me 3 extra crash helmets." And she was like, "Why she sent you so many crash helmets?" I was like, "Just because she knows that I fall off all the time, so she's just making sure that I'm safe."
That is Simon's road to Badminton. 3 extra crash helmets.
That is hopefully that's that covered.
I bloody love Sarah Bullimore, by the way. She is one of the she's a lovely. I really like her. You've all gone silent.
She's a very kind soul. She's a very kind soul, and she's very good. She's very good at producing horses, and she has some beautiful horses as well. And she's done some amazing breeding program that she's got, and she's bred some fabulous horses.
She is really nice.
But we were talking about these changes. Do you mind if we talk about that, Jenny?
Oh, no, that's where I was literally, it's on my list. I've got a list.
Sorry.
But also, go for it. And Simon feels like you've got a question. I feel like you've got, you're looking. He does his head tilt when he needs to know something.
Well, yes, head tilt. Because I was talking to somebody else this morning about, and I said I'm doing a podcast today with Charles Owen. And they said, oh, is that about them ceasing trading? And that is not what this is. Jade, what is the crack?
Well, why have you come to me, Simon? No,
I can give a potted chronology of what's happened, and then we can maybe talk about where we are and what's to come further down the line, if that works.
That sounds like an excellent option. Go for it, Dave.
So here's the potted history. In October 2024, we sold the building that our factory was housed in and our office. And when we sold the building, we managed to secure a 12-month lease. So obviously that was the time frame for us to then find alternative premises. So we started that process immediately because we knew 12 months was not a long time at all. And we secured alternative premises and drew up all the plans to move. So everything going really well. Those new premises we were then moving into, we hit a bit of a roadblock with that those premises and the project itself. Now that didn't happen until a few months into the process. We then suddenly realized that we were only having 12 months lease on the existing building meant we would take for time to move. And as things progressed, I won't go into fine detail for various reasons. We got to the point where the new building wasn't going to happen, and the old building we didn't have time to find somewhere else, and our lease was running out, and there was no way that there was going to be any substantial extension on that lease because the company who bought that building wanted it for the warehousing capabilities because they're a logistics company. So what they don't want is a cuckoo in the nest forever. So we found ourselves in the unfortunate position of not having a new building to go to and not being able to stay in our existing building. So we exhausted every possible opportunity to resolve that situation. But at the end of the day, we weren't able to do it. So we had to make the unfortunate announcement that we were going to cease the trade in the UK factory. Now, that doesn't mean, as your friend said, that we're ceasing trade, because we already had a very healthy manufacturing base out in the Far East, which is the one thing I think people didn't realise. And that's really where some of the misconceptions came about. The closure and, it all being planned to move everything to China, etc., etc. That was never the case at the time that it happened. But that's the reality of it. It's not anything more interesting than that. Sometimes, the truth of a situation is actually quite mundane compared to the reality that people like to invent. And I wish I could make it sound like something it's not, but that's basically it. It's a very, very unforeseen property issue. And that's the message that we gave out in the public statement. But for some reason, some people didn't want to accept that. Many people were very, very sad about it, but also very supportive. And that's been the overwhelming sentiment around what's happened. Is it something we planned? Absolutely not. Is it something we wish we could have avoided? 100%. But that we are where we are. I don't for 1 minute blame people like your friend Simon for saying they think we're ceasing trading. But this is a great opportunity for me to kind of put the record straight and say that that's not the case. And just add a bit more context to what we've already put out there in the public domain.
Yeah,
and going forward, Dave, is there going to be any manufacturing in the UK going forward, or are you going to continue? Has this actually worked out better this way? So you're going to continue like this, or what's the kind of goal going forward?
So to give that the proper answer, I'll go back a few years. So I've already mentioned that we already had a manufacturing base out in China. We started to make product in China in 2022 when we introduced one particular style of hat called the Kylo. And we did that in response to another manufacturer producing a hat which was all 3 global safety standards and exceptionally well made and at a very affordable price. So we thought we've got to kind of not ignore that, not necessarily jump fully on the bandwagon, but not ignore that and see if we can actually do the same. So we made this one hat. we started to sell that in May 2023, just in time for Badminton. And that one product, within 4 or 5 months, became our biggest selling product that we'd made for probably the last 20 years.
Wow.
A, because of the way it looked. B, because it had all the same safety standards as the products that we made in the UK. And C, it was at that affordable price. And we're all very aware of the cost of living crisis, and we're all very aware of how tight disposable income is in the equestrian world. The riders are always the last people to buy anything for themselves because they have to pay so much money on things for the horse. So to bring out an affordable, an entry-level product with all the same safety standards, with the Charles Owen heritage attached to it, it just took off. So we've had a very successful product from there, and we introduced another one, a jockey skull, as well, into the range about 18 months after that. So I think going forward, Sam, to answer your question, I think at some point, somewhere in the distant future, we probably would have closed down the UK manufacturing anyway. The unfortunate property issue we had just accelerated it. So we didn't choose to do it at the time that it happened. Is it good in the long run? Once we get over this next 12 months, 18 months of transition, I would probably say yes. And it is the way of the world, unfortunately. I know some of the die-hard UK-made Charles Owen supporters out there might find that comment a little bit harsh, but it is the way of the world. Everything we use, everything we buy, there is an element of outsourcing involved in that, whether it be the whole product or the components within that product. So yes, I think beneficial long term is the right phrase, but it's unfortunate the way it came about. And let's not forget, in amongst all of this, and at the center of this at the time, is the fact that a significant number of people lost their jobs because of this. And we need to be very mindful of that. It's all very well us saying the outsourced product is a great product, which it is, but it ultimately, the people who've lost out the most are the people who lost their jobs from the UK factory.
I heard, obviously, because being with you guys, we got a lot of messages. Poor Jade. I was like, Jade, how do I answer this? How do I answer this? How do I answer this? We got a lot of messages, but also a lot of theories as to what you've done. One of them being they're just trying to avoid tax in some way or something else. Or what's been the most stick you've had, like either Dave or Jade? Like, what's been the kind of the most entertaining response to it, or the worst, or like some of the grief you guys have had?
I think really, kind of coming back to Dave's first comment around the support that we had, I think we really do need to shout that out, because once that announcement made its way to social media, and obviously when we put out the official statement, we were flooded with queries, questions, and the thing that stood out the absolute most, I was getting, well, not me personally, but Charles Owen was getting messages of people from the width and breadth of the UK offering up warehouses, space, people, what have you, saying how much they love the brand and how sorry they were to hear of the situation, and really emphasise with what was going on. So I think first I need to shout that out, because that, it was an emotive time for everybody involved, internally and externally. But to hear end consumers say such wonderful things, and it did come from a mixture of, I've had my Air 8 helmet for 20 years since it launched, and I absolutely love it, but I've bought the new helmet and I like that too, and there was a real mixed bag, but fundamentally the love for the brand really did come out at that moment. If I'm honest, we've not really had that many negative ones come directly to us. There has been a lot of comments at the time that the post went out of some people not understanding the announcement, and that kind of growing legs, and like you say, the kind of tax or whatever questions came out of that. But directly to us, it has honestly been like 95% love, and the 5% has just been kind of misunderstanding. So I think as a brand and as somebody who looks after the marketing within a brand, you know, I scare myself every time I log onto Instagram that I'm accidentally going to put a selfie on the Charles Owen Instagram page. So when I go onto that Charles Owen page after, you know, a busy day at work and you're absolutely exhausted, you just want to make sure that your scheduled post has gone out and you're getting messages from riders that have said that their helmet has fundamentally saved their life because of a bad accident that they've had, or they're really sorry to hear that unfortunately they're not going to be made in the UK anymore, and then they send a picture of them wearing the helmet that was made abroad. It's it's lovely. It's really overwhelming, but yeah, Dave, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I personally, and on the social pages, I don't think we've had anything as quite obscene as that.
No, we did have somebody saying it was a tax dodge. We had somebody else saying it was all a scam to benefit the directors' pension pots.
I did see something like that as well.
That was on the comments of the initial thing, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was along those lines. There was a lot of references to the previous owner of the business. So for those who don't know, the previous owner of the business was a gentleman called Roy Burek, who sadly passed away in 2019. That's when
I met Roy.
That's when the business passed over to his son. There was a lot of sentiment around Roy and people saying, what would Roy think of this? And I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Roy, so I can't comment on that. But what I would say is it's a very, very different trading landscape now to when Roy built the business. Roy was Mr. Safety Standards. Without Roy, there wouldn't be the safety there is within any brand of helmet. So the credit that Roy deserves is justified. But it's a very different trading landscape now. When he was building the brand, there was Charles Owen and there was Champion, and together, Roy and John, just grew the safety standards to where they are now, and benefited commercially from it. Now, so you think about back then, there was 2 big brands, and they sold every hat. Now there's 200 brands.
Yeah.
And we've all got a much smaller piece of the pie than we had. So there was a lot of comments around, what would Roy say? And, if he was still around, this wouldn't have happened. So there was a kind of a veiled kind of commentary on, my stewardship of the business, if you like, which I understand people speculate and I understand people have a view. Some of my current contemporaries in other equestrian hat brands decided to go a little bit more public with that.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, some of the people who we deal with supported the view. And obviously it was along the lines of, if it was me, that would never have happened. The only thing
I did see one of those posts, sorry to interrupt, and I felt it was quite cowardly because it was a LinkedIn post, and I felt it was quite cowardly because it was very obvious who they were talking about. It was very obvious the brand they were talking about.
Yeah.
If you're going to be that obvious, name names. Like, let's have it out. Whereas they were trying to hide through conjecture and putting it out in a I'm saying it but I'm not saying it. I'm like, if you're gonna do something and try and bring someone down and be vicious, just do it. Don't try and hide behind something and fancy words that you've clearly written on ChatGTP. Like, if you're gonna say it, just say it. Like, that's what I felt like. Sorry.
Well, that kind of speculation and that kind of opportunistic comment, it's inevitable. I'm not saying I didn't expect it. It's done for commercial advantage. Would I have done something similar? Maybe not similar. I'd have thought of something else a bit more sophisticated. But to those people who have made a comment, as ill-informed as it is, I'd just say one thing to them. I would have loved to have seen any of those people work in Charles Owen for one day during 2025. and see how they would have coped with the adversity that we had to deal with. I think the team at Charles Owen, the ones that have sadly gone and the ones that have remained, acted impeccably, and we wouldn't still have the brand if it wasn't for those people who actually got through it during last year, because it was a horrendous year for everybody involved.
Ben, I think you were muted then as you tried to say something.
I was just going to say I find it very, very funny of people being outraged at buying products that will now be made in China while typing on a phone or a computer that was definitely made in China.
It's a very good point.
It's like, I'm outraged, I don't want a hat from China as I type this on my iPhone. With like, come on.
Putting on my
product is-
jumper.
Because at the end of the day, does this actually change anything for the consumer? I go to my local tack shop to buy a Charles Owen hat. Is my experience any different now?
No, and at every single point of making a helmet, whether it is assembled abroad or at our factory when we had it, we would develop prototypes of new helmets. We would test them in-house on our test rig. We would then go, yeah, perfect, get that helmet made, send it to the test house in the UK, get it approved, get it with us, get the batches, test them again. There's so many things that I think, are hard to try and get across to the public as to what actually goes on behind the doors, or behind the screen of helmet development and body protection development, that it's not just picking from a model and it being tested out there and it's not safe or anything
We
like that.
thought you were just giving them to Simon, waiting for him to fall off.
Just waiting until he falls off and, that worked. He's only lost 2 brain cells this week, that'll do. No, there is absolutely so much that goes into it, and that's why we've kind of started, when we came back from Christmas, me and my bright ideas, I was like, let's start doing some Mythbusters. And my poor team, like Laura, bless her, every Friday has to kind of bring that idea to life to put on social media. And some of them have been quite hard hitting and a little bit, what's the word, Dave? Like a little bit risky in some ways about, a helmet made in China isn't as safe as a helmet made in the UK. Style fits aren't as safe as helmets with removable or fixed headbands, etc. So every Friday we've been putting these out to try and, not just our brand, but helmets in general, what they kind of go through behind the doors, behind the scenes, before, during and after development. And, Dave made reference to the Kylo helmet being our bestseller and outperforming some of the helmets that we've had on our books for 20 years. That is a big number to hit in such a small period of time. And when you've got that amount of helmets that people are buying because the need is there, why are we ever going to make something that's not as safe as what we've already got out there? We're only going to try and make it safer. Standards on helmets are tested to such a degree that tries to mimic falls that could possibly happen to a rider. They look at crush, they look at spike injuries, they look at hazard anvils, rotation. You're never going to be able to replicate a real fall from a horse on a machine. Every fall is absolutely different. But that's why, we've adopted 3 international safety standards, because they're all tested by different people in different ways, at different heights, on different machines, on different head forms, to try and get as many scenarios under that helmet as such to mimic it as to how Simon would fall off.
There in so many ways.
In all fairness, Simon doesn't fall off, the horse goes down. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Simon doesn't fall off.
Hey, at least you managed to get on. I went to a competition 2 weeks ago and got trod on in the lorry park and didn't even get on the horse, and then it wouldn't load.
Oh no!
I saw
That's not
that.
a good start.
I felt really bad for you. I don't know if I did. I meant to send you a message saying
You
help
probably
with
laughed at it, Ben, and went,
No, I actually thought I can help with the loading thing. So at least you can drive home with a broken foot, but the horse loaded nicely.
I was going to say, Jade's mentioned the Mythbusters series of posts that she came up with. That we as a business, we never have and we never will compromise on safety in any way. If we felt those products that we design in the UK and have made out in the Far East were in any way less safe than any other brand, we wouldn't do it. We just would not be in this game. This sector is so difficult. Safety is absolutely everything. We always say, and the other brands say, you only have one head and you only have one life. And that's the core mission within the business, is to maintain that. And we would never do anything to jeopardize that. If we thought going to the Far East means we're making a cheap, inferior product, it just wouldn't even have been on the agenda to do at any point. So it's very important, the point Jade makes about dispelling those myths that people have, around the yard, in the tack room, at competitions, when people are talking to each other. It's just something so fundamentally important to us that we still educate as much as we possibly can, despite what's happened.
Because I think I rang you, Jade, and I was like, Jade, I have just spent quite a lot of money on bike helmets for my kids, and they have dials. I have ski helmets for my children that have dials. And if Charles Owen made ski and bike helmets, I would be buying yours. And then suddenly I'm told that dials are unsafe across social media. And was like, can you? But you were like, no, it's fine. Like, because it's not just riding helmets, is it? That like you're myth busting for. It's for all the parents out there who've spent an effing fortune on bloody hats for any discipline, and suddenly you're getting told on social media that they're not safe. And it does put the willies up you, especially when it's your kids wearing these things, not just wanting to protect Simon's head, and that's what we all want to do. But yeah, and I've got my 6-year-old, and I'm being told I'm probably not got something safe. I was like, Jade.
And to kind of come back to the conversation that we had, Jenny, the safest helmet is the helmet that fits you, essentially.
Yeah.
So it could have all the safety standards on it in the world, but if it's like a bucket on your head, or it's too small, or it's perched all the way up here and it's not fitting correctly, it's not going to do its job. And the reason why we developed dial fit helmets when we did is we already had a catalogue of helmets that were in different head forms in terms of oval or round, for different head shapes. We had removable headbands and fixed headbands. So the dial fit was for another type of person that preferred the dial fit, that fitted them. It was more of a kind of universal shape, so it's kind of not quite round, not quite oval, so kind of in the middle. And it just meant that we then had more products that would fit even more heads. So there's more variety out there for people to then go and try. So this thing about dial fit helmets being unsafe, if I've got, so I'm a 56 centimetre head. If I've got a large shell on top of my...
Oh my God, you're tiny.
I'm also really flat on the back of my head, so I'm like a semicircle.
What size are you for contrast, Simon?
I'm a 62, 63.
What?
I'm massive.
Dave's not far off.
Yeah, 61, I think, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And see, we're proper lads. Yeah.
Wow. That's not
I fall off 100% of the time.
Oh, yeah. Are we allowed to talk about that?
You can if you want.
Oh.
Poor Dave. Poor
Dave. Oh.
I mean, his hat was solid.
Your hat was the only thing you didn't hurt.
Not even a hint of a concussion. It was amazing.
As he hit the ground, I was practicing for my new job.
Jade was reaching for a camera so she could film it in slow motion.
No, I wasn't.
No, I know you weren't.
Okay, so for context, I was meant to take Dave out on a horse for the first time, and then it grew into something that we filmed with Silly Prune, and we never got Dave on a horse. And then Jade very kindly took Dave for his first ever horse ride in the Welsh mountains. Dave, Yeah, I actually think she's after your job, Dave. She was trying to end you.
No.
That's
So it
what's
wasn't
happening.
his first ever. You did ride a bit as a child, didn't you?
I did.
So you just haven't ridden throughout your adult life. You've had better things to do.
No, and again, I'm going to add more context here. When I couldn't come and ride with you, Jenny, I was disappointed that I couldn't come. And
Aww.
Jade recognised that, and Jade organised this lovely day in the Welsh Hills with another one of our colleagues. So it was one of the nicest things people have done for me for years. So I was really grateful that I was going, and for the first hour and a quarter, I was having an amazing time. I was told I was doing okay.
He was leading the way. He was trotting up the hill. He was having a great time.
Because for those who may remember, the last time I was on the pod, I was saying famously how non-equestrian I was. So this was my kind of first step back into it. And first hour and a quarter was fine. And then, then I discovered how hard a Welsh mountain track actually is when you fall off a horse.
And how much fun drugs are.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us what happens, because this was when you rang me, I was like, oh my God. Who's going to go? Dave.
So it was, because I was the novice rider, the other guys were going at my pace, and we were just doing walk and then trot and walk and then trot. And then we got to this one section of the track, which was a very long, straight uphill bit. And the guide in front of me said, "Oh, I think we should go for an extended trot up here." And I think the horse just heard the word extended and just was a little bit more keen than it was the first few times. And I just wasn't ready. So it was nothing spectacular. I wasn't galloping over a hedge or anything like that. It was the slowest moving accident from a horse that broke the maximum number of bones. But my head was fine.
I think you need to change that story, Dave. I think you need to make something up. Like, we were hacking along, we were trekking along the side of a cliff, and it was just, and the horse slipped, and I saw my life flash before me, and then we fell 100 feet or something.
And the horse was going to fall off the edge of the cliff, but I grabbed the reins and I saved the horse. Pickles will live to see another day.
I think by the time I have grandkids, that's exactly what it's going to be. I was leaping across a ravine to save Jade. But no, it was just one of those things. I'm sure a lot of the listeners will sympathise and empathise.
I'm sorry, but not most people, when they fall in the most innocuous way, get the level of injuries. Take us through what your injuries were.
Oh, so I fell very heavily on my left-hand side, and I broke every rib on my left-hand side. I broke 5 of those ribs in more than one place. I snapped my collarbone, and I had a collapsed lung. And that's enough to be going on with.
Oh, that's grim.
So but I feel like I'm a proper horse rider now, because every horse rider's got broken bone stories. So,
Ben's face.
I'm like, don't bitch about your knee next time, Ben. All right?
That's just insane.
I think because it was
funny because I think when. Go on, Jade.
I was just going to, like an old quarry track, like really stony.
You're going to call Dave old. You know he's really old. But...
Wow. Don't know what his bones are made out of. But like an old quarry track where it's kind of compacted, like hardcore with like big bits of rockiness on it. And it was very hard. And you just literally fell kind of flat there, didn't you? And your elbow kind of went in and everything just...
But
because
we were so remote, it took a long time for the first responder to get there. So Jade and Michelle, who was our other colleague, were absolutely fantastic on the day. I couldn't really have got through that without them, and a couple of passing cyclists who I think they'd been through that experience being cyclists themselves, so they had the foil blankets, they had the water, they had the sweet treats, they had everything, and a big shout out to them for sticking with us. And we were there for a good 3 hours until the first responder got there, and then it was all fine. It was up until that point, it was pretty grim, but after that point onwards, it was fine. And the care that I've had since then has been second to none. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I'm 5 months on. I'm fully recovered. I've got a few aches and pains from my metal shoulder now, but things could have been a lot worse, is what I keep saying. And it's not put me off. I just need to find a horse that is I'm confident enough to get on, which I'm sure there's plenty being offered to me.
I think things could have been a bit worse. I don't think things could have been a lot worse. There's not. You had a collapsed lung. I can't.
Well, and it sounds like the entire cage that actually encases your body was totally destroyed. So it's not ideal, is it?
You had two helicopters.
Ideal.
2 helicopters.
2 helicopters.
Yeah, so the Coast Guard arrived, and then the air ambulance arrived, and then the Coast Guard decided I wasn't worth bothering with, so took off. And then I was taken in the air ambulance to the Royal Stoke Hospital, which has a fantastic major trauma unit. I can't speak highly enough of it. They were absolutely amazing.
Why did how bad did you have to be for the Coast Guard to losing a limb?
Well, the first responder, when he assessed me, got straight on the radio, and I heard him say he was, because we were where we were, he was speaking in Welsh, but I heard him say Coast Guard and I heard him say air ambulance. So I think it was a bit of a race to see who could get there the first. Literally within 2 minutes of him making that call, the Coast Guard was right above us.
I mean, he was training quite close by, wasn't he? And then he didn't get a better offer. I think somebody had an accident on Snowdon, so he went off to go and deal with that. And then the air ambulance had already arrived by that point.
Yeah. But I was saying to Jade today, I think I've got a 6-month window where I can milk it and talk about it, and then I've got to keep quiet about it. And I'm just coming up to the end of that 6 months now.
Oh, well, I don't know. Ben and Simon and I bang on about stuff for longer than that. You're fine.
But again, and also, I mean, Jade's very thankful of 2 things.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you explain.
First of all, I'm very thankful that it didn't rain, because it was really hard to try and keep him warm. Like, as you mentioned earlier, the cyclists that came past had foil blankets. We'd all kind of took coats off to keep him warm. Couldn't move him, so obviously he was laying on the cold floor. When cars were able to get up to us, there was horse rugs, saddle pads, the whole galore, kind of trying to keep him warm. So I was very, very grateful that it didn't rain. Secondly, I was also very grateful that he went for a wee before getting on, because as much as this was a bit of a bonding experience for us, if he'd have weed on me or or if I had to help him wee, then no.
I've just got images of you trying to keep Dave warm, and it being like that game at a house party when you're a kid, when someone passes out and you see how much stuff you can balance on them.
Yeah.
Before they wake up, you're like, foil blanket, number, a rug, get something else.
Like Buckaroo.
Yeah, like Buckaroo. I'm
also we already played that game. We didn't want to play that again.
Properly traumatized. The idea of someone laying a heavy turnout rug over me when I had a collapsed lung and broken ribs. And I can imagine you must have been winded when you hit the floor. Anybody that's ever damaged their ribs and you took it to the max.
His soul escaped.
How long did it take until you could cough and laugh without fear?
Oh, even now, Ben, if I sneeze, I have to hold my ribs, because there's still something not quite fixed in there. It's not painful; it's just a little bit uncomfortable. But it was probably a good month until I could cough or sneeze without significant pain. So, but yeah,
it's not fun.
when just to come back to the story about me, Jade saying she wouldn't have taken me for a wee or whatever she thought I would have done. Apparently, in the office on the Monday, they were telling the team in the office what had happened, and Jade told the story. I'm just glad that he went to the toilet before we went riding, because I wouldn't have done any of that. And one of the members of the team, who shall remain nameless, very proudly stood up and went, "I'd have done that. If he needed a wee, I would have sorted him out." So good on her. That's what I say.
Jade, you let down.
And do you know what though? Like, I don't have empathy for people, so I think I did very well that day.
She did. She did. It was very, in all seriousness, it was very traumatic for Jade and Mitch. And
Yeah, I
they
can
kept
imagine.
They kept it together for my sake really, really well.
For the most part.
Well, you did.
Oh, that is traumatic. I love it when someone tells a good story, because Ben is really bad at hiding his facial expressions, and like you can just tell exactly what he's thinking. Like the whole time he's just there, like, "Oh my god, what can I do?" I'm thinking of like the least inappropriate thing to respond with. Right, we have been going for an hour already. I think it is time for a what's annoyed you this week. Jade, you're quite a ranty person like me. I feel like you might have a good, yeah. You like a good rant. Come on, you do.
Oh, see, there's loads, but I feel like I've got to like. I feel like I can't get into it too much because there's 5 of us on the call, so I'm just going to be really boring and say I hate traffic lights, especially when, like, like when they're doing work. So the reason why I was like, oh, can we move it back? Can we not? Can we leave the office early? Da, da, da. They're doing roadworks on the way back home, and today the lights were off. It's a 4-way control on a roundabout, and not one bugger is there working. Why are the lights there? Yeah, like
such a good point. So that's probably annoyed me this week. Like, because on my way, so it takes me 45 minutes to get to the yard. It's quite a long old journey considering. And on the way there are 3 sets of traffic lights now, which are roadworks. And I went in the other day, and there wasn't a single workman in any of the 3 roadwork bits. And I was just like, guys, what? And it was time when they should have been working. Yeah. So I'm like, what is going on, guys?
It drives me insane.
See, by us, there's a gravel pit where they do loads of filming. They film The Last of Us. They film all the time. They're filming Fear Factor, Percy Jackson, everything. I live where they film Free Willy, for example. And I live near a mine, and they filmed like X-Files, like so much filming. So for The Last of Us, they built an entire city, like a whole, town. And they put green screens, and they made this massive infrastructure, which then they also took down. And they did it in a matter of like days and weeks. And then they had it there for like 6 months and took it down. And I remember watching this thing grow, and the logistics behind filming is extraordinary. And when I was watching this thing happen, and like they take over the car park in front of our house, they set up whole sets and then take it down in the same day. And how can they not fix a fucking road? Like, how is it to fix a pothole? Takes about 3 weeks. They close down 4 roads, which apparently don't need to be closed down. I just don't understand it. But yet they can build a whole town in a week. I don't get it. I don't get it. They need to employ these people who make film sets to come and fix roads. This is my conclusion.
And why is it when there's a pothole and you know that pothole is there, you still drive through it?
Oh, I hate potholes. They call where we live in the Cotswolds now apparently the Potswolds, because it's so bad.
Is it bad around there now?
Oh, it's so bad. Watch out when you go to Badders. Oh, it's so bad. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, you can barely drive up my mum and dad's street in Malmesbury. Oh. It's ridiculous. Really makes me angry. Anyway, sorry. Who's got another what's annoyed you? That's a good what's annoyed you.
I've got one. So I remember last time I was on the pod, what's annoyed me was the price of UK train tickets compared to overseas train tickets. Well, there's a theme. So I was on the train 2 weeks ago, and so full disclosure, I had a very significant birthday last month, which meant I could get a certain type of rail card. So I procured said rail card and was then pleased as punch when I got a third off the price of a UK train ticket. But of course, on the ticket is printed senior rail card. So you have to show the ticket and the rail card. So I'm on the
Oh.
train, and the young lady comes round to check my ticket. She checks my ticket, and she didn't ask to see my rail card. I was devastated because clearly I look old enough to have a senior rail card.
Oh. That's like the reverse of when people
Yes.
stop asking you for ID for
Exactly.
drink. Oh,
She wasn't
Dave.
even. She didn't even flicker. There was no
Oh.
way she was going to ask me for that rail card. I had it ready on my phone and everything.
Yeah, but watch though,
Oh.
now you'll get on a train and forget your rail card and you'll get some jobs worth come on and be like, no mate, I need to see your rail card, and you won't have it.
Oh no, they're digital these days, Jade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's-
so they give a senior citizen rail card that's only digital?
No, you can choose, but I chose digital because
He's
I
not that
don't think
old.
because I don't think I'm old.
Moron though, right? Like, you're old now, well done, here's a card, but you've got to have it on your phone that you don't know how to use.
I feel like this is a bit of an enlightenment into how these two work together. by the way.
Sorry.
Well, she's forgotten that we're going to be stuck in a car for 6 hours tomorrow.
Oh God, yeah.
Where are you going tomorrow? Or are we not allowed to know?
No, you can. Well, we're going to go see a rider, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh. A nice rider, I hope.
Why are you pulling that face, Simon?
Simon's
Is
like, what?
is this for something exciting?
No, not really.
No, it's just a meeting.
Just a catch up.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm excited because I've not met him before. So,
Yeah.
so
him.
it'll be nice.
Interesting.
Ooh, we've got a clue. What other clues can we get?
Can we say it?
Well, give us clues and see if we can guess them.
Is
Yes,
it-
it's not a secret.
Yeah, an eventer.
Yeah.
Okay. There's lots of male
eventer.
One of your sponsored riders, Austin O'Connor.
British.
Yes.
British. Olympian.
Yes.
Possibly.
William Foxbert.
No.
Tom McEwen.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, we like Tom.
Tom's cool.
He is. He's very funny.
Yeah.
I was going to ask something else then. Oh, yes. When I was during COVID, I bought some alcohol in Waitrose, and the woman came over because I was doing it on, when you do it on the self machines, they have to come and do your age. And I had my mask on and I beeped it, and she came over and she looked at me and went, yeah, okay, and did it. And I was like, even my eyes look old. Even my eyes. She didn't even question it. She couldn't see any of my face. I was wearing a hoodie. I thought she's definitely going to ask for my ID. No, even your eyes say you're fucking old.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. That was the feeling I had, Jenny. It's horrible. But anyway.
Benjamin, what's annoyed you this week? Oh, what are you going to say? You're going to slag me off?
I was going to say today is my dad's birthday, and he's actually dead chuffed because now he's been spent all day telling everybody that now he can get his pension. So he's absolutely dead chuffed.
Oh.
How old is that? How old's pension age? I don't even know.
65? Is it? I think
It's different for different people.
Yeah. 65, Mr. A, Silver Fox.
He
Bless
does
him.
not look 65.
Superstar.
What's annoyed me this week, very trivial, but very disappointing. I watched the new Peaky Blinders film.
Oh, no, don't tell me it's not good.
It's shit.
Oh.
Do you know when you sit there for 2 hours going, in a minute, it'll go, come on, like, no, yeah, okay, halfway through, yeah. Oh, like that scene they've used to advertise it everywhere, where he walks into the bar and he's like, oh, I'm Tommy Shelby.
Looking for my son.
Who are you? Like, no one cares. Someone tell them who I am, and everyone ducks down. And you're like, yeah, come on. So anticlimactic.
Doesn't he do something with a grenade?
There is a thing with a grenade. That is the only good part of the film.
Oh, okay.
Every other part of it. Do you know, when you introduced his son in the last film, we all know you're going to flog this horse until it's dead and buried. Just crack on with it. You didn't need to besmirch the character of Tommy Shelby in your corporate greed.
He's passed the
Wow.
baton now, though, hasn't he?
Which must mean my life's quite good this week because that's the worst thing. I know.
And you found time.
And
Yeah,
it really
you found time to watch one. That's
really
been more impressive.
disappointed me. That was diabolical. That's my do you know when you look forward to something for ages, and then it's just shit.
Yeah, Dave looks forward to riding.
Yeah.
Oh,
The riding was fine. It was Dave's riding that was a bit on the.
Jay, tell the story that you told me about Niall today.
What?
When you were in the car with him at the weekend.
Oh, God, yeah. We were driving to the yard.
And just for context, Niall is your partner?
Yes. We were driving to the yard because I wanted to sit on my horse even though my foot's broke. So, whatever. We were driving and an air ambulance went past. And I just looked out the window and was like, oh, look, a helicopter, as you do. And Niall went, oh, has Dave been riding again?
Yeah.
Like, as quick as anything, just came out with it.
So,
right.
One thing that's annoyed me this week is because I didn't have something, but talking about going away with people. So it's one of my best mates, Josie's birthday, and there are three of us. The four of us. There's Marie, Josie, and Carrie, and we do loads of stuff together. We're all really good mates, have been for years, and Carrie decided that it would be a really good idea as a birthday surprise to take Josie to Benidorm for three days, like to just go and like have a really fun time, go karaoke, get drunk, like just because they've all got kids and husbands and partners, and so it was just be nice to get away. And obviously I was invited to come along as well, but it fell on yesterday, Lincoln, which is a really important run for Buster, and I was so torn, and I had such a lovely time yesterday, like really enjoyed it, but at the same time I was really annoyed because I wanted to be there doing karaoke, and they kept on sending me like videos of them having a great time, and they were spewing, or Josie was spewing, sorry Josie, but she was spewing.
What would be your karaoke song?
Well, I mean, I do your song all the time, Elton John's one.
Oh, the Elton John or the Moulin Rouge version?
That's a ballad, that is. That's karaoke.
Yeah, no, it's not really karaoke, is it? It's a bit dull. I do Elton, not Ewan.
Not Ewan.
But I would like to do the karaoke, the Elephant Medley, which is Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman.
Yes. I'll do that.
Elephant Medley. What is the Elephant Medley?
Have you ever watched Moulin Rouge?
I have, but not for a long time.
Right, watch it tonight.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge
is
one of the best films of all time.
It is brilliant.
I'll
send you it, Jenny, to remind you what it is.
Yeah, remind me.
You will remember.
This could be our new feature. What's your karaoke song? What's yours, Jade, Dave, Ben? What is it?
Mine's probably like Bat Out of Hell or something, like really like.
Love a bit of Meatloaf. Love Meatloaf.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say I've never done karaoke.
What?
Never ever. Oh,
never ever done it, and I
felt Simon's hair come out of my laptop then.
I've no intention to ever do it.
No, disappointing.
I feel it goes back to my younger days because I used to be in a band years ago, so I had my fill of music.
Oh, so you can sing? It's not that you can't sing; it's just you choose not
drums.
To. No, that's why I was a drummer.
Just sat in the back like that.
Yeah.
Do you never like? Because I do, obviously, because I do quite a lot of driving. I do a lot of singing to myself, and my latest one when I sing to myself is "I Dreamed a Dream." Just a bit bizarre.
Oh, go on, give us a line.
Are you okay, Simon? If I heard you singing that, I'd be like, "Is everything all right? Is everything all right at home?"
I don't know. I think it's because of my acting classes. I was like, oh, maybe I should be getting into something like that. But it's a woman that sings that, isn't it? So
yeah, it's very sad.
Who does sing that?
She sings it.
It's in
Les Mis.
Les Mis.
And she sings it after, like, as she's dying from horrible diseases that she's got from being a prostitute.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by when life was
worth living.
When hope was high and life worth living.
Yeah. Are you like, I dreamed a dream of 5 stars gone by, when the Vicarage V was worth jumping?
Oh my god.
We'll play that for you, Simon, as you set off on the cross-country
Oh,
course.
perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, I
Like,
think
just
Bad
from the tent on
Out of Hell is better
Thursday.
for that.
I don't think Battle of Hell is your cross-country song, Simon. I'm really sorry. You need to go a bit
Gotta
faster
be.
for that. I think yours is
Aw.
more the long and winding road.
Rude. Harsh but fair.
You know I love you. What's your karaoke song then, Benjamin? I get knocked down, but I get up again. Gonna bring me down. Oh, this is fun. I'm having very fun being horrible to all of you.
I
So
think you don't pick your own karaoke songs, though, do you? Or at least I've
Oh.
not when you
You
do
just
it.
get up when the moment feels right.
Well, no, your friends pick your karaoke songs, don't they? That's the correct way to do karaoke, because that way no one gets to look good.
Oh, that's true. Or do you have those friends who think they can sing but can't?
No,
and pick their
sickeningly,
songs?
I have the opposite. I have friends who have all been to RADA and Mount View, and so they will get up and sing, and then you're like, "Oh, marvellous! Thank you very much. That was perfect. I'll just get up and drunkenly stumble my way through. Thank you very much."
You like Cameron Diaz in My Best Friend's Wedding?
Yeah. Brutal. But no, I don't mind. Something fun, something daft.
You'd be like Carly Rae, Call Me Maybe.
That's a good tune.
Oh, WAP.
WAP.
If we were WAP, if we were at a karaoke bar, I would do WAP.
What's WAP?
Go on, Ben, sing it.
Well, Jenny, the song's called Wet Ass Pussy.
Oh. I've never heard that one.
And on that bombshell.
Wow.
Shut up and ride.
Shut up.
Yeah.
We should. Badminton know what they've ordered. We can play WAP as we come onto stage to open the pod.
No.
Hit that little dangly thing right at the bottom.
To be fair,
No.
you made it a whole hour before swearing, Jenny, so I'm really proud of you.
Very
Thank you,
grown up.
Jade. I thought you'd appreciate it. I tried really hard to be grown up, but Dave knew what he was letting himself in for. He knew it. I was just thinking, like, Ben would be like, I'm too sexy for my shirt.
And then whip it off.
Yeah.
But you can keep your hat on. Yeah, we got full Monty.
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh, someone did send me a link to someone doing a dressage rider called Brittany. She's Canadian, to Britney Bitch, and she did her freestyle to that. I have to
Oh,
send you
like
the
that.
link. It's brilliant. I was like, that's what we should be doing dressage to. Right, you lovely pair, Charles Owen. Well, you do need to start employing someone called Charles or Owen. I think this
The
needs
owner's
to
called
happen.
Owen.
The owner of the business is called Owen.
Well, the first name Owen.
Yes.
Owen, yeah.
And
Is-
was it after the... I'm confused.
Yeah.
After Charles Owen.
His second name is not Owen. He's the great-great-grandson of Charles Owen, but his surname is not Owen. So he's not Owen, which
Oh,
would be
you've
the
gotta
most
call him
Welsh
Owen.
name you could
He's
ever think
actually
of.
Owen Charles.
But his name is Owen.
So I had a friend in Cyprus called Joaquim. His first name was Joaquim and his surname was Joaquim.
Aw,
I know someone called Gilbert Gilbertson.
that's sad.
That's marvellous. No. It fits.
Oh, okay. Send me a
It-
picture.
It's mullet on a four-wheeler. Yeah.
Okay. Put it in the group.
Put it in the group.
It is hard choosing a child's name. Like you went
Don't have
ballsy
them
with...
then.
Yeah.
You what?
Shade just said don't have them then.
Don't have them. Why? I've got mine. It's here.
Oh.
Oh.
Wild Lysander.
Wild
you went...
Lysander Atkinson. Yeah. He's got to be cool or he's going to get bullied.
Yeah.
By you.
By me.
The way you said that, poor kid.
No,
I
by
have got
other
kids. I've got Ian and Phil.
Ian
Yeah.
and Phil.
The cats.
Your cats. Jade has Ian and Phil the cats.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
Ian
you're
and-
kids
called
called-
Sid, so I've just got a cluster of old men for pets.
And Dave.
Dave's not my pet.
The way
This-
she
this
talks to me
podcast-
sometimes, I do wonder.
No.
When she feeds me treats, I know she wants something.
And says sit.
Rub your nose in your piss.
That's what you'd have done on that mountain. Dirty boy. No. Bad.
Right, I'm having far too much fun. I've got to go and cook dinner.
Oh, right. And Dave's, not Dave, Ben's got to go on a webinar.
Yeah, I've got to
and-
switch. Imagine how I've got to switch gears now. I've got to go from this to good evening, band members. Tonight we're going to be doing lorry and trailer loading. That's what we're doing.
Maybe I need to
You-
tune into
you
that then.
started it by-
Tune into that. Yeah.
Hey,
You
he's
started it
absolutely
by
great
mentioning
at
WAP.
home. It's just
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is that your, like, grown-up band voice? Because I've never heard your grown-up voice.
My
I've
grown-up
heard
voice.
Simon's. Yeah.
No, my grown-up band voice you heard on the podcast tour.
Oh, yeah.
Like
For a few
when
minutes.
I go onto autopilot, not autopilot, but when it like clicks.
work
Yeah.
mode.
And if anyone wants to watch the tour back, it's all available. Link in the Instagram bio on Vimeo. Anyway, right. Thank you so much for coming on. I think the boys will join me in saying how much we love you and appreciate you and for all your support. And just being, believing in us and coming on this ridiculously crazy adventure that we all seem to be on. And you are both incredibly wonderful humans. And it's just, I feel like we got sponsors but ended up with very good friends. So it's lovely. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
hopefully we will see you soon. I will be over for Badminton. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and good luck with everything. And stay strong.
Could I just say to finish, Jenny? It's been
Yes.
a great opportunity to kind of talk through what's happened. I just want to reassure those people who have supported us that this is just another evolution in the business. Well, I was thinking about this afternoon. Like this business started over 100 years ago, and when it started, it made military helmets, which people may not know, and then it went from military helmets to motorcycle helmets. And it wasn't until after the Second World War that we actually started to make equestrian helmets. So this business has always evolved, just like any business evolves. And this latest iteration of the company is nothing more than an evolution. So I just want to reassure the loyal followers of Charles Owen that it's the natural way of the world when it comes to business. And we've got no plans of going anywhere soon.
Yay! Well said. Well said. On that note, Dave and Jade, all that is left to do is to say, shut up and ride. And if you do ride, please try and stay on next time. That would be great. But thank you so much for coming on. And Ben, Simon, sing us out.
Shut up and ride. Shut up and ride.